Hey guys, here's Females91, and I'll bring you a video on the PS 4.5. Now before I start, I'd like to thank Richard Review Tech USA. I watched his video and that's how I basically heard about it, or at least where I heard most of my information on it. Now the PS 4.5 basically seems like an upgraded PS4. Now the systems always do something similar to this, about halfway in their life cycle, I think. The Xbox released the Slim, PS4 had the Slim, and they usually release stuff like that. Sometimes it's a slightly upgraded version, such as the Xbox 360 Slim had Wi-Fi, while the original one didn't. The Slim also had more hard drive space, and sometimes it's just a smaller version. But what PS 4.5 seems to want to do is different from both. It seems to be like a fully upgraded version. It seems like they want to bring 4K gaming to it, actually. And I'm like, wait a minute. This isn't technically a bad thing that they'd want to bring 4K gaming, but there are two issues I have with it that I think would have to be resolved for this to actually be successful. The first issue is, will it separate the market? And by that I mean, now there are two scenarios here for Sony, and I doubt the first one will happen because I don't think the people down at Sony are stupid. So basically, the first scenario is that what they do is they bring out certain 4K games that will only be for the new PS 4.5. Now, I don't think the people at Sony are dumb, so I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, that it's possible that could happen, but I doubt it. And the second scenario is that they'll have to just bring out two different versions of the same game, a 4K version and a regular version. Now, if this did happen, that'd be the more likely scenario that Sony would follow. The problem that I have with that is the fact that that would probably mean that it would cost them a lot more. I mean, think of it. They'd have to release a 4K version of the game and a regular version of the game. That probably would cost so much more. And I think in the end, Sony would have to make a bunch off this 4K console for it to be successful. Now, I don't really care if like someone had the 4K version and I was playing the regular version and they just look better than mine. I mean, PC gamers deal with that all the time, where your PC isn't as good as someone else's and the graphics look a lot better on theirs than it does on yours. You know, not a big deal in my opinion, but if they were to split the market, because it would mean that they would still have to bring out two different versions of each, like at least AAA game, I just think that would cost them more than it'd be worth to actually bring out the system. That's just my opinion. Now, speaking of cost, that is the number one issue I have with this, because how much would it cost? Because to bring out 4K resolution on gaming, the GPU has to be tremendous. And the PS4 at this point costs about $299. So I think that if they brought out the PS 4.5, I think it would cost about $499. Minimum $399. The reason I think so is because they'd have to charge a lot for that extra GPU power. It'd be like a lot of extra money. I think if it's $499, that would really cause almost no one to buy it. I think that would be a fail right out the box, because $499 at this point in a console's lifestyle, even though that's technically like an upgraded version, it's still too much. So if it was $399, I think you get more people buy it. Maybe if you add in a 4K game in there, maybe. But I still think it'd be too expensive, because I doubt they could release it for $299, the same price as the PS4 is now. And if they did, then people would obviously buy the 4K version, because if they're the same price, you'd obviously go with the upgraded version. But I doubt that. So those are my main two issues. I think that the cost is going to be much more than most people are willing to buy. And I think that it's going to cost a lot more because they're going to have to bring out both 4K versions of the games and the regular versions. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you guys approve of the PS 4.5 if it is what we think it is? And if it did come out, would you guys actually buy it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and may God bless you all.